Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing my leg session, starting off with seated hamstring curls. Some form of hamstring curls are going to be a really good way to start your leg session. It's going to get loads of blood around the knee joint. It's going to make squatting easier, leg pressing easier, and in all honesty, it's just a good way to start the session. Couple of warm sets and then straight into the working weight. Just making sure that you brace against the machine. Make sure your knees are locked in with a knee pad. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to produce as much force. You're not going to get as much from the exercise. So lock in, brace, make sure that torso's stable, and then basically just drive those heels down as hard as you can. Control the lowering on the way up, or it's not even lowering. Control the return to the starting position on the way up as well. Right, exercise number 2, one of the most basic leg exercises, leg extensions. Very simple setup. Just line the machine up so the pivot of the machine is in line with the pivot of your knee. Make sure that the pad is on the bottom of your shin. Hold on and basically kick as hard as you can. These I did 6 sets of 4. 6 sets of 4. Really good way of training if you're stuck for time, and also just a bit of variety. Only 15 seconds between sets, so it doesn't actually take that long. The whole thing maybe takes a minute and a half, 2 minutes max, and it is very, very painful. If you find in leg extensions that you're going with failure in like your first 3 sets when you're doing 6 sets of 4, you're going to be in for a very tough last 3 sets. Right, now moving on to squats. As you can see in the video, it was running behind me when I was rambling away there. Couple of warm sets and then straight into the working sets, 110. Main aim for me, keep that chest up, keep those elbows forward. As I hit the bottom of the squat, I want to drive up, but I want to make sure that I'm driving straight up and that I'm not coming forward onto my toes. That's really important then, that I keep my chest up, because otherwise if my chest goes forward, then obviously the bar is going to go forward and my whole body's going to go forward. That was actually the warm set, so I wasn't speaking in line with the camera. But anyway, we'll go on. Then actually to mix things up, I actually did a drop set. So I went down from 110 to 60. So not only have I lifters on, but my heels are on a platform as well. This just giving me a bit of extra height, and that's allowing me to go a bit lower. You can see here the range of motion. Like my hips are nearly hitting my heels here. I wouldn't be able to do this range normally. I wouldn't be able to do the range with my working sets either. But basically just after my 2 sets of heavier back squats, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try this and see how I get on. And honestly, I was absolutely wrecked afterwards. My quads were wrecked, my glutes were wrecked, my lower back was wrecked, everything was sore. So it was great, it worked. Now on to leg press. This leg press is really smooth, this brand. And as you can see here, I actually start using my hands. Don't do this, it's probably not the safest thing to do, but I actually thought I wasn't gonna get out of the bottom of the rep, so I kind of had to. For these, it was actually a bit lighter than usual, but it was a set of 20, slow and control. After doing really low volume of squats, I decided I didn't really want to do as low a volume with the leg press. Leg press is going to be slightly higher volume. It also doesn't take as much technique, obviously, because you're in the machine. It's a fixed path of motion. Basically, you just want to get strong across all your lifts and across a variety of rep ranges, so don't overcomplicate it too much. Then on the calf raises. For calf raises, aim's very simple. Get those heels as high as possible and then get as big a stretch at the bottom as possible. When you're doing your calf raises as well, you want to go slow and controlled. Otherwise, your Achilles are just going to take over the lift completely. You can see here, big pause at the bottom, big pause at the top. Otherwise, if I just bounce out of the bottom, my Achilles are going to take over. My calves aren't going to get through as much work. Now, it probably looks like I need to do more calves because I need bigger calves, but most people do, so. Right, on the back extensions, something slightly different. I just decided to add these in because I need a bit more work on my lower back, glutes, and a wee bit on the hamstrings too. And moving on, the last leg exercise before moving on the core was seated adductors, just making sure to drive those knees together, slow and control on the way out, as we don't actually get that much adductor work during any of our lifts. And if you want to train your adductors, this is probably one of the best ways to do it. Don't get me wrong, your adductors will help in stabilizing when you're doing your other lifts, but in terms of just that actual adduction, you're going to want to try and use the seated adductor if you have access to it. And then last 2 exercises of the day, very simple, cable ab crunches and hanging leg raises. When you're training your core, you can keep it that simple. Across a week, you want some form of crunch variation, so something where your shoulders are coming down towards your hips, and then the other way around, something where your hips are coming up towards your shoulders, something like a hanging leg raise. Right guys, that brings it into today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something from it. If you want more videos like this, just subscribe to the channel. Cheers.